Hello, point 3 people. We just got done watching the Loki season 2 finale. Wow.
Oh,
Instant reactions. Just about 5 minutes done watching it in Discord. If you're not there and would like to join for future watch parties, hop in. Links in our bio. But wow. Jack, welcome in. I see you're waiting in there.
hello. Jack, dude, you were
Dude, that
spot
was a
on in that.
episode. Oh my god.
Gosh, I want to throw this out here. I've never experienced a day personally like I did today. I got a chance to watch the Marvels a few hours before watching Loki, and I have never felt so good about two things. And oh my gosh, what a
Oh,
day!
this
But
gets me excited.
oh, Loki though. That's the point of this. Positive things for Marvels, but Loki, dude, the score
Oh,
was
menacing. Beautiful.
the visuals.
The way they illustrate like time and like the flow of time, that's gotta that might win like an Oscar or something for visual concepts. That is amazing. I love what they did with that.
Impressive. Marvel, MCU, Marvel Studios, impressive. Shout out Spider-Man with the green in the background, though. Big fan.
Oh yeah, glorious
The
purpose
detail,
time.
dude. Oh my gosh, his conversation that he had with Mobius. And oh yeah, spoiler warning. By the way, if you're watching
Yes.
this like live or
We're
delayed,
going into spoiler talks.
it's how can you not?
Yeah, I mean, we had a brief couple minutes without it for like the instant reaction. So
What
great
was like
transition time.
the biggest like oh my gosh moment for you?
Honestly, when he started talking to He Who Remains, I called that shit on point with point 3.
Yeah,
Did I not
yeah,
say that a couple
yeah.
episodes ago about him going back to that moment? Oh,
That
that got me
was
hyped to see.
that was hype. And then I'm not gonna lie, I think at the end when he went out there and the radiation started hitting him and ripped off his like TVA suit, and then he threw. I think someone put it in there, but I was like, Kid Loki. I was like, is he going for that
Oh,
fit? But you know, it was kind of his own thing. But like when he started doing that and then just like grabbing the timelines and just like
yes.
pulling them and just like muscling up, dude, it was such a clutch comment.
Every time tomorrow I have chest day. Every time I do chest flies, I'm just imagining that sequence. Every single time. I will be gripping all of time into my chest and build the ultimate
Gosh,
muscles.
honestly, I thought it was so cool the way that they did that, and he pulled it together and it made like that tree.
Honestly,
And
I missed that scene a little bit because I was chatting. I saw you guys comment like a world tree, I believe it was
yeah,
in reference to. I missed actually seeing it, unfortunately.
yeah, that was cool. I was hanging around for post credit.
I was expecting for one.
I thought there might have
I was
been.
hoping.
Okay,
But given the state, oh
yeah,
sorry.
no, go ahead. I
I
think
was
you
gonna
might
say,
say what I'm
given
gonna
the
say.
state of the MCU and like what they may have, let's say, they might have had one filmed, but because they might not have known when the strike ended, they might have just scrapped it instead of like causing too much hope. Kind of like what was his name? What James Gunn did with the post credit scene for Flash and how it was supposed to be Cavill and I think Wonder Woman in there, but he scrapped it because he didn't want to like screw or he didn't want to like see fans different or I don't know the exact terminology for it.
Yeah.
But I think you get what I'm saying. He didn't want to. He wanted to subvert expectations in a way. So maybe Marvel did that with Loki, but I
I
mean,
don't.
this is just a perfect ending to his show and his story,
100%.
but a new
No season
beginning as
3. No
well.
season 3.
Yeah, but
I'm good with
dude,
this
what do you
being
think
his.
this means for the multiverse? aspect.
Is it kind of weird that like I feel like everything's like good? Like I feel like it's Scott Lang walking down the street and he's like everything's good, and then he's like, "Wait, is it?" Like they didn't give us a whole. I would have to watch it again to see if I caught anything that they were leaving little tidbits. Obviously, that piece where they were talking about Kang's variants. Um, yeah, massive props to North mythology.
Mhm.
Well done. Well done. They've done Loki very well in terms of Loki's lore, especially in season 1 and then obviously season 2. Some very subtle hints and nods that have been just the attention to detail that they've had for Loki, and that was in this episode. Dude,
Amazing.
this I was thinking about this. I got done watching this and I was like, do I watch this episode again, or like can I watch Invincible? Like Thursday Night Football is terrible. Like there's still so much going
Dude, I
on.
this episode consumed me so much. I did not check my fantasy or anything about football at all.
There's
I
nothing worth
completely
going on.
forgot it was Thursday. I completely forgot football was on right now.
Loki Day.
But it's
Loki
like,
night.
oh my god, that's what that episode did, man. That's some engaging stuff that they just brought
Now
together.
here's my one big question. Listen, this I was literally gonna say this. I
That's
was
a
like,
good
I
comment.
think for sure that from a Disney Plus standpoint, I think this might be my favorite Disney Plus show.
We might have to redo our consensus ranking after this weekend. I'm kidding.
It's gonna be actually.
We will have an updated one.
After you watch the Marvels, I really think we might have to adjust some things. I don't want to spoil anything, but I think we need to have like a state of the Point 3 podcast MCU rankings, because we may need to switch some things up. But that being said, how do you feel about Kang after this, though?
I don't know. I still want to know more about it. Like, they didn't really reveal much with the other Kangs out there besides the He Who Remains tease of saying they will like consume everything.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm a little like, I don't know. I don't know what to think. He Who Remains was pretty intimidating and menacing though.
Yeah.
I like that, but
Dude,
when it comes to like the Kang
clicked
Dynasty,
I kind of lost it when he clicked and Sylvie froze, and I was like, I'm sorry, what? And then he's just like, we've had this conversation. You finally figured it out. And I was like, here we go.
I got goosebumps at that, man.
Nuts. That was not. I did think that there was going to be a little more of a time battle going on. I think we were like pretty on track with that whole thought from that standpoint. I thought that there would be a little more, or he would intervene, or at the very end when Loki like had his epic moment, like Kang comes up and gone. Loki's
I'm
head.
surprised
You know what
he
I
kind
mean?
of just let that happen.
Yeah.
Or maybe that was part of.
I still think it's part of the
He
plan.
Who Remains plan all along for Loki to become that and open up the multiverse. Maybe that's the failsafe in the failsafe.
Yeah,
failsafe.
That's where I'm at right now. That is exactly where I'm at right now. In order for Kang to do what he really needed to do, he needed to convince Loki that Loki needed to pull everything together and be like the true time power source type of thing from the multiverse of like, because I mean he knew that he was going to start slipping. He knew all that stuff was going to happen. We didn't really. I might have missed it, but what happened to He Who Remains after Loki decided to make that tough decision? After he went back a couple times, because he went back to Mobius and then he went backwards to Sylvie. And then from there, he went back to right before Timely walks out on platform, and then he took over. Right? Am I missing anything? Isn't that how it went?
No, they didn't show him after.
Yeah.
After a certain point, and
let's see. Jack,
I have no idea.
Dope profile picture, by the way. But I feel like with what they showed with Kang, we need more of his story, and it's crazy. Yeah, I'm still going to be on the team, and we talked about this in a couple episodes. I really think at this point, He Who Remain has to be the big bad of this. Like it's him. I
It's
I
gotta be.
can't I can't see it. Like this King Dynasty thing. I don't know how that movie is going to go, and for people to think that this like leads directly in the King Dynasty, I'd be like, how? Like it's not clear. If it's there, I think it'll take a couple watches and probably someone who's much smarter than I to point something like very granular out to be like, look, there it is. What are you talking about?
He said fantastic in the episode, so Fantastic Four confirmed soon.
There you go. It's confirmed. It's confirmed. Yeah. Yeah. A little bit more King.
Yeah. I say, yeah, like, I just want to see more of them. Just give me all the Kang.
I will say my overall thought from today is I wanted more. I thought of you earlier, and I was literally going to text you this when I was sitting in the theater, and after the mid-credit scene, I literally was going to send you Metro Boomin. Like, that's it. When you say like 2 words, I was sitting in the driveway, and I was like, do I say what I said, or do I say Metro Boomin?
Wow. Like for the 2 words to describe the movie?
I just want
What
some
you're talking
more.
about? Oh, okay.
Like, yeah.
I'm so excited to watch that on Saturday. I think it's gonna be after your reactions, with the Funko's reactions and Discords. I'm very excited. I'm excited to hear Rome's reactions once he gets done with that. And
I'm curious of your reaction.
I'm
You
curious of my
specifically,
own, man.
I want to know your reaction for like I probably like 3 different reasons of why I want to hear what you think.
I'm assuming one of them is because I have not really watched Miss Marvel, so
Yeah.
I might be a little surprised there. The other one because I hated and shit on you when I first tried
No,
when
no,
you
no, no,
first
no,
said
no, no,
Super of
no.
the Year.
No.
Nah.
I mean, I
If
guess
the
you could
others are spoilers, you can't.
Yeah, I'm
You don't
not
have
going to
to
say
say
that.
that. Okay.
I'm curious because you were off the fence and on the fence and
Oh,
excited
this is
about
bad.
it.
I just got a hamstring cramp on a live.
Oh, dude, my
I
quad was
was not
cramping
expecting this.
before I sat down here. Very nice.
Oh, this is tough. But yeah, I'm excited. There's only one post credit scene.
There there is one post credit scene, but there are yes, there's only
Just stay for the whole thing.
it's a mid credit. It's a mid credit.
Okay.
We stayed for Loki. They should do Doom after King's Heroes. Okay, that's a fair question because we talked about that last time of saying, with Jonathan Majors and all that news that came out, apparently Marvel had Doctor Doom kind of teed up to potentially replace Kang as the big bad, right? I don't know if you said it, but I was saying at this point, before like Echo trailer, before the Marvels started like really flipping things in the high gear and all that kind of stuff, I was like, you know what? If Doom came in and took over for Kang as the big bad in the MCU for the rest of the saga, I'd be cool with it. Do I feel that same way after this finale? Yes.
Yeah.
I think I'd still be okay with it. There's nothing against Kang, but like it almost feels like Kang was really Loki's big bad. I don't feel like he was an MCU big bad. Kind of.
Until we see like a different Kang go kill someone from the 616, then I'm not gonna really feel like anything for Kang because right now he's just he's cut off from the sacred timeline. Sure, they might be out there in the Council of Kings that we saw in the Quantumania throughout the multiverse or whatnot, but
they don't.
I don't know.
They don't.
What if like everything legacy wise is just in this secret timeline too? So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean they didn't give us any hints. That's kind of the crazy thing is this show did what kind of all Disney Plus shows are doing. Like they're kind of they're self-contained and they're rapid. Like this very much felt like it concluded the story by jumping back to season 1, season 2. That kind of felt like a nice goodbye with all the characters. And I wouldn't be surprised if we really never saw Tom Hiddleston again. To be honest with you, like references of like he's like kind of like a higher deity god, like an eternity or something like that. maybe it would be brand new. If he comes back,
Yeah.
I would be
I
surprised
mean,
if it's
who else is gonna find him unless he goes back or puts himself in
I don't
position?
think
That dude's like outside of time, like,
if no one's found him by
and
this
no one
point.
even knows that that variant of Loki is even a thing, anyways.
Exactly.
So I hope it's not the last time we see him. I hope he weaves his story into somewhere, and maybe that's his end game too, is to just sit and wait. Like maybe Mobius quote at the end of the show. I'll just sit here.
Yeah.
He could be waiting for that battle world to open up. Ooh, dude, we're cooking right now.
Dude. Okay, okay, let's do this. Let's do this. We kind of talked about what we liked. We talked about what we kind of didn't like ish in a way. Really no negatives about this show. Sorry. What do you want to see next?
I want to see. I want to see Loki weave. I want him to have his own fun with his timelines, I guess. But he did go to the dark side a little bit in this episode with mentioning how he will like break the multiverse open and rightfully kill he who remains or whatnot during that little talk with each other. I want to see that. I want to see him be the catalyst for the multiverse and like he who remains plan to open it up, work all along, and start like that second war. That's what leads into King Dynasty or whatnot.
Did
But I don't know where that would happen.
Yeah.
At that
Yeah.
point.
Did you didn't finish Spider-Verse, did you?
The omnibus?
Yeah.
Or the comic run?
Yeah.
No. I'm about at the same page that I updated you guys on the last time I updated. I haven't touched that book in a while.
I don't want to spoil anything, but I would be curious to see now if Loki has kind of hold of all of these timelines and can potentially influence the sacred timeline or something along those lines. Like, is it taking all of his concentration and power to focus on holding everything together? Is it possible that he could be manipulated? For example, is it possible that a He Who Remains can pluck Wanda from the timeline and use Wanda to manipulate Loki to control different timelines or time or people in different ways? Like, he's just kind of a sitting duck, and the only person who knows where he is are the people who are in that room, and really He Who Remains. So is it out of the question to think, like, if that's a part of his plan, and he's like, I needed you to do this because I just couldn't, because they showed in Quantumania, Kang is limited in a certain way, right? He needs certain things to happen in order to get what it is that he knows he wants to do. So does it take a Scarlet Witch who gets the ultimate power up, and maybe King told that story, so she gets to that point and gets that power, so he can use her to use Loki, who can ultimately do this? You know what I mean? Like, I wonder if they're gonna piece some of these other things together that we've seen that we're just
Yeah.
like, these are kind of dead ends. I don't know. That's my first like instant reaction spitball theory of things that are left on the table. And I feel like He Who Remains is not done yet. He's just dormant because he's patient. And that's a hard thing, as we have a patient villain who is very calculated in making moves. It has to be the right thing.
They're starting to get a little similar to Thanos now. They're a little they're pacing him pretty interestingly and kind of like keeping him in the shadows, but he's still there. More involved than Thanos was during like phase 1 and 2, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's weird how it flips, like how our opinions could sway the other way just off of one episode.
Quick.
Yeah.
That right there sums up the day. Quick. I don't know. My only other outstanding thought here after this is, if they don't go, like, Jack was mentioning, Doom and King's Era is actually all of the multiverse saga. I wonder if they're kind of lulling us into like a false sense of a missing big bad, right? Because what you're saying, like pacing him out like a Thanos, and it gets to the point where there's the moment of like a fine, I'll do it myself, where like He Who Remains, the King variants, they're all preparing for the war. And we're going to have our street level characters go through some stuff. The Avengers are going to go through, Earth is going to go through its thing. The cosmic characters are going to have their own little cosmic stuff going on. But there's going to be a point when there's just a massive Kang invasion. That's what I think is coming next. A huge Kang invasion. And everyone's going to have a little pocket moment where the Thunderbolts are going to be exhausted and tired and have their part. The cosmic side will be tired and have their part. And they're just waiting until everyone's just like, wow, that was crazy, right? Psych. Here comes everyone. And it's just, they just get trampled by the King Dynasty because they're exhausted from all these little fights that they've had to finish.
You know what I got to say to that?
Oh, please. Oh, yes.
It's beautiful.
That's
I want it.
That's straight like pulled from anime.
That would be freaking yeah.
That's like an Attack on Titan thing.
I was gonna say that, or like the pain fight, pretty much.
Yeah.
Like, or no, not even the pain fight. The I'd say pain fight.
Plenty
of fights there. But...
I mean, like I'll say that could be like a almost like a Madara type of thing.
Yep.
Where like it is great war and everyone's just like, oh, okay. Like, you guys are worried about little old reincarnated me. Like, just wait. Just
wait for the real thing now.
And think about that. Nobody was really complaining when we had reincarnations and we were pulling up past characters and all that kind of stuff. Like, that's the scale that this might get to. Yeah, dude. That I would be okay with that.
You're getting to the comic scale, which is exciting.
We'll have to talk about this again on Monday.
Especially with Hero and his good old comic knowledge.
Yeah, it's this. I think that people aren't going to be looking for King as much, and people are going to finally be able to focus on these projects, and then bam, like
it's gonna hit us at once.
Yeah, I think so. I think everything's going to hit the fan, and all these the stakes are going to be high. We're going to have massive character deaths. People that we just fell in love with are gone now. Like, it is just going to be pure multiversal destruction with all of these Kangs and whoever else is with them. So that's all I got, man. But I don't even know if I can go to sleep. Or I want
to watch the episode again.
Yeah, I really think
I want to watch it again. There's one reference in there that they brought up with the 616 like alternate or something.
Yeah, when they were talking about Kings.
Yeah, they're like, the 616 alternate, and then I saw a Hero put in the chat, Ant-Man reference or something. I didn't really pick up on it, so I'd like to pick his brain.
Yeah,
but. Oh man, I can't wait till it all connects. They're weaving the webs. Slowly but surely, but the webs are weaving.
Man, you need to finish Spider-Verse. You need to say that again.
I mean, I kind of know it. I watched the YouTube video on pretty much what happens, but
yeah, there's a couple parts that I would be very interested in to see if they do it. But I was going to say this one last thing, my final thought, and then we can sign off, or if you have something else. What I really like about these shows that feel self-contained before the Marvel Spotlight moniker came into play, if we were to see Mobius or Sylvie or Obi or B-15 or even the guy who steals stuff and Alcatraz guy, can't think of his name.
Casey.
I was saying Cody in my head and I was thinking it's not right. This is, and remind me of this in a couple days. Character first, and then your hero stuff comes in, right? The setup and then deliver on it. So when we see a Mobius again, or we see someone else, or if they do ultimately go and recruit a Deadpool for whatever reason, when these characters show up, you know who they are. There's no time spent. You feel like when you see a Mobius on screen, you already are going to be put into in a place because they've taken you on that emotional journey with these characters, which is why I like the ending of this. Mobius, looking at Mobius with his family, based on everything we know, hits 1,000 times harder now.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get that unless you go through these shows on Disney Plus and let these characters build, let them flesh them out, and then we get to this point. It is going to make for a chef's kiss certified times a gajillion at the end of the saga.
I like that. It gets me excited and makes me wish I watched Miss Marvel. So I feel like a lot of your feelings on that stems from what you may have experienced today. Because you mentioned that in the last episode about getting to see like Photon or needing a movie like the Marvels like benefits from the shows because of the backgrounds of the characters. So that gets me excited. Those are some strong words.
Dude, it's time spent, man. That's the gift of the MCU. But well, okay, what's your one word for Loki to sum it up? Loki season 2. One word.
Heavy.
Ooh.
What is yours?
I gotta say glorious. That ending just,
it was very glorious. I was gonna say that, but I don't want to be too cheap.
That's fine. You just call me cheap since I said
No, not too cheap. But that's not what I meant.
No. It's
I
cliche kind of
figured
thing. Yeah.
not cliche, but I figured either you or Hero would have said that. So I mean, I feel my instant reaction as to like throughout the entire episode was just like heaviness.
Yeah.
Like I was so invested into it.
Yeah.
Like I mentioned earlier, did not
Yeah.
pay attention to football at all. And usually I check in a little bit in there, but just fully immersed the entire time. And I just had like a heavy feeling in myself the entire time.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
beautiful.
Dude. Well, that's all I got. I just gotta have like a big exhale. Like I'm gonna sit down. I'm gonna turn everything off and just like turn all the lights off and just sit there. It's like, what did I just
Yeah,
experience?
you had a lot today.
Shook, but it's good. It's good. It's good. But listen, everyone, we appreciate you joining us. Everyone, if you're watching this, who is on Discord for the watch party, really appreciate it. That was awesome. Spider Brando, really appreciate you putting that together for everyone.
Oh, anytime.
Jack, welcome. Hopefully you stick around. Love the commentary. Nice to meet you. Good stuff. Good stuff. Is the MCU back?
It's back.
Some say it never left.
Was it ever gone?
there we go. There we go. Very cool. On point, 100%. That's what we do. We've been doing this for a minute now together. So here you are. But everyone, again, we appreciate you. Catch us Wednesday live stream. Oh yeah. Bam. There we go.
Yes.
The last comment of the day. Wednesday live stream. We're gonna have another video up. We're gonna be recapping and reviewing the Marvels and then Loki season 2 finale a little bit more in depth. We'll have Hero Scroll on as well. So some really great insight from him as well. But everyone, we'll catch you in the next one. And until then, keep watching, keep reading, keep nerding out.
Deuces.